How's everyone doing? Today I have a Blu-ray and DVD collection update, 6 pickups, and if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them as well. First up from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment is We Are the Millers, right here with a really cool lenticular cover. Kind of shows them before and after. Before they're a family and when they become a family. Really cool. Now, I'll be honest, when I first saw the trailers for We're the Millers, I was thinking this isn't going to be for me. It looks like it's going to be just trying to jump the shark in every scene, trying to outdo itself with just how ridiculous and over the top it is. And that really wasn't the case here. It really only had one over the top scene with the spider, which they show in the trailer. And there's a prosthetic with the kid right there and his testicle that's, you know, huge from the spider bite. And what happens with that clip later is actually really funny. But this was actually way better than I was expecting. It actually has a little bit of a tale of a morality to it as well, and kind of a little bit touching as well. The cast really makes this film. You've got Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston, who were also in Horrible Bosses together, and Jennifer Aniston stole that movie from me, Horrible Bosses, and she was actually really good in here as well. And you also have Ed Helms in here from The Office and the Hangover movies, and then Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec, who's just awesome in this movie. Love his role in here. The cast just really elevates this movie to a whole nother level. I think Jason Sudeikis is hilarious, and I hope to see him in many more movies, and maybe do another team up right there with Jennifer Aniston. They work pretty well together. This is their second outing together. And We're the Millers is about Jason Sudeikis' character right there, who's a low-level drug dealer, and he gets robbed essentially, and he owes Ed Helms' character a lot of money. So Ed Helms is like, listen, we're gonna have you go pick up some weed for me in Mexico. Don't worry, it's just a sketch. And he's gonna offer him $100,000 to do this. And he's like, okay, maybe it's more than a sketch. And he's just basically, he's went from drug dealer to drug mule, and Jason Sudeikis has the idea to hire a bunch of people that he knows to pretend to be a family with him, because he figures it's a lot easier to get through the border if they're a family. Families don't normally get questioned like that. They just normally get off the hook. And Jennifer Aniston lives in his building. She's a stripper. And this kid right here, his mother basically left him, and he's just kind of a dork. And this girl right here is kind of like a tough street girl who ran away from home. And so they kind of form this unlikely family, and they find out that they really do care for each other by the end of the movie, which, you know, there's a lot of cliches here, but they kind of work. And it was way more enjoyable than I was expecting, and I'm really glad to have checked this movie out. And so they have this big camper, and they're riding around like a family, like they're going on just a vacation down in Mexico. And Pablo Chacon is who he's picking up the drugs for, the weed. And Jason Sudeikis goes in the one warehouse down in Mexico, and the weed is just stacked in bricks from the floor to the ceiling. It was just crazy. And there's some definitely great dialogue in here as well, some hilarious dialogue. And some of the best parts in here are some of the interactions between the different family members and what they say to each other, and then some of the other characters as well. And there's one part that's just so dysfunctional. They're in the camper, and Jennifer Aniston and the kid is playing the son, and then the girl is playing the daughter. They're all doing something, and Jason Sudeikis is just kind of watching, and then somebody else comes in and sees it. I just thought that scene was hilarious. There's a lot of really funny scenes in here, and I'll go ahead and show you the discs in here. It's the Blu-ray DVD combo pack. And this also comes with an ultraviolet digital copy. And this is the extended cut. You have your option of watching the theatrical or extended cuts. And there's a lot of cool outtakes in here. I thought one of the funnier outtakes was actually when they started singing the Friends theme song to Jennifer Aniston. I thought that was a really kind of a heartwarming scene, very funny as well. But a lot of great comedic moments in here. And Nick Offerman was especially great here. Really loved his character. Just a fun, enjoyable comedy movie. This also has 45 minutes of smoking hot extras. Just tons of outtakes and things like that. And a lot of the outtakes I thought were absolutely hilarious. And next up from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment is The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey. And this is another one that I thought I wouldn't enjoy, because honestly, I read the J.R.R. Tolkien books when I was younger, but the Lord of the Rings adaptations, I wasn't a huge fan of them. I thought the pacing was a little off. I thought half those movies could have been edited out. But Return of the King I thought was awesome. That was my favorite of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So I wasn't, you know, too thrilled about this one going in. I was thinking it's going to be just another thing, just lots of just pacing issues of them walking through the woods, and, you know, aerial shots of them walking, and just shots from afar from them walking, and just things like that. That's not the case. The pacing was much better here, and I actually really enjoyed this movie. Way better than I was expecting, and visually stunning, just very aesthetically appealing. Oh, It looks incredible on Blu-ray, and it's basically the story of Bilbo Baggins and his reluctant journey to join Gandalf and to help get the dwarves home back, their mountainside home, from the dragon Smaug. So it's basically just their journey and just fighting off the orcs and all the different goblins and things like that they encounter, and they also meet Gollum. And that was actually a really cool scene with Gollum. Really enjoyed that. And I really loved the orc showdown too with the Orc King, the one hand. That was just a really cool scene. And I love the ring too, when Bilbo Baggins puts on the ring. Just great all the way around, great fantasy adventure movie, and I would highly recommend checking out The Hobbit. And nice slipcover right there. And this is a 3-disc edition. First up, the Blu-ray. And on the second disc is the Blu-ray with the special features, and then the third disc is the DVD of the film. And this also comes with the ultraviolet digital copy as well, and this includes 10 production videos. This really blew me away, and I can't wait to check out The Desolation of Smaug. And next up from Walt Disney is the Gift of Friendship edition of Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year. This is the Blu-ray DVD digital copy combo pack, and this is actually 2 films in one. This is the ABC TV special Winnie the Pooh and Christmas 2 from 1991, and then 2002's A Happy Pooh Year. And I thought this is actually a pretty enjoyable one. If you're a fan of Winnie the Pooh, I think you'll really enjoy this. Or if you have kids, they'll probably enjoy it as well. This could have looked a little bit better. It's not quite as bad as some of Disney's recent Blu-ray animated releases, but the picture quality was inconsistent at times, a little soft at times, but overall still an enjoyable, heartwarming tale of Christmas and New Year and what really matters. And I love seeing the Disney characters in the snow as well. Tigger jumping around the snow, throwing snowballs, and Rabbit kind of being curmudgeonly, and you know, you really get the true meaning of the holidays in here. And I thought it was just a fun film right there. There's the slipcase, which is really nice. I like these slipcases on here, very nice embossed look to them, very textured feel. And there's the digital copy code and advertisement for join the Disney Movie Club. And here you also have little postcards right here, which you can send off for your kids to mail off to Santa Claus. I'll go ahead and show you those. Right there, they're basically glossy on the front, and they're just, you know, letters to write to Santa what you want and things like that. It's pretty cool. And there's the envelopes. And then you have a little pen right here, which is pretty cool. It's got scenes from the movie. And it actually could probably be a bookmark as well because it's really thin right there on the side. And then you have some stickers. So that's pretty cool. And it comes in this nice little plastic bag. So that was a nice added touch right there. And here we go. Here's the Blu-ray DVD combo pack. No artwork on the discs, but that's alright. The rest of the packaging is very colorful. And a nice little added touch right there. And next up is the 30th anniversary edition of Mickey's Christmas Carol. Great take on Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. And this is the Blu-ray DVD digital copy combo pack. Very nice slipcover right there. You can see the window right there with the little sparkly snow. And a nice embossed look right there as well. You gotta love Scrooge McDuck as Ebenezer Scrooge in here. And this one did have a little bit of quality issues with the picture quality. Definitely was a little bit soft, kind of lacked definition, and it could have been better, but it's definitely worth checking out for the merits of this film. This is just a classic in my opinion. Great Christmas movie, very enjoyable, and very happy to have this in my collection. Nice slipcover. And some cool extras in here as well with some bonus animated shorts, including an all-new Yodelberg. And then a few other shorts in here as well. Hockey Champ, Pluto's Christmas Tree, The Art of Skiing, and Corn Chips. And there's a sing-along Christmas Carol with Mickey and his pals. We wish you a Merry Christmas, deck the halls, and jingle bells. And digital copy, and then the Disney Movie Club advertisement right there. And again, just the titles right there on the disc. No unique disc artwork, but that's alright. And next up from Image and RLJ Entertainment is Jim Breuer and Laughter for All. This is a stand-up routine from Jim Breuer, and this is more of a kind of family-friendly stand-up, no real cursing or anything like that. Very relatable as well. He's talking about, you know, his daughters and different things like that, going to kind of like an animal kingdom, which I thought that segment was hilarious. A prank phone call he did when he worked in the paint department at Sears, pranking with the guys in hardware, which I thought that was absolutely hilarious. And he also talks about going to a heavy metal show now that he's older, and I thought that was really good as well. This was actually really funny. If you're a fan of Jim Breuer, you'll definitely enjoy it. And if you're a fan of stand-up comedy, I think you'll enjoy this as well. Definitely worth checking out. Jim Breuer is absolutely hilarious. and I was really impressed with the stand-up comedy DVD right here. I'll just go ahead and show you the showdown right there between the ostrich and Jim Breuer. Very funny story right there from the stand-up act. Talking about the safari park. Just a great, enjoyable stand-up comedy routine, and definitely worth checking out. And next up from Sony is White House Down. This is very similar to Olympus Has Fallen, but I think White House Down is a lot better than Olympus Has Fallen. To me, this is Die Hard in the White House. And White House Down is directed by Roland Emmerich, who directed Independence Day, The Day After Tomorrow, 10,000 BC, 2012, Patriot, Godzilla, Stargate, Universal Soldier. So you know what we're going to get with this movie. Lots of explosions, lots of action. I'm not a big Channing Tatum fan, but I thought he was actually pretty decent here. And Jamie Foxx, I always think he's really enjoyable as an actor, and I thought he was really good here as the President of the United States of America. And I love the scene when Jamie Foxx is talking to Channing Tatum's daughter, and she's videotaping him on her phone for her YouTube channel, which I thought that was actually really funny and relatable, since I'm making a video right now for YouTube doing a review of this film. Basically, Channing Tatum goes to the White House to go for an interview to be on the Secret Service team to protect the president, and he sees that Maggie Gyllenhaal, who he knew from college, is there, and she's doing the interview, and you know, she's basically telling him, no, we can't do it, I know your history, you're not reliable. And his relationship with his daughter isn't that great, and his young daughter, is really into you know, history and the president and things like that. So he brought her along to kind of show her the tour of the White House as well. And then all of a sudden, people come in and take over the White House, and people start getting shot up, and there's shootings all over the place, and explosions and things like that, and the White House is being taken. And basically, Channing Tatum's there. He's got to try to protect the president and try to protect his daughter as well and get out alive. And this was actually a lot better than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting too much after seeing Olympus Has Fallen. And lots of explosions, lots of action in here, but some good acting as well from especially James Woods. Really enjoyed his character in here. And Jamie Foxx, Channing Tatum, Maggie Gyllenhaal, everybody played their parts very well. And I love some of the villain characters in here too. Great characters. There are a little bit of some cliches here, but this is just a fun popcorn action movie. Really enjoyable, and I would definitely recommend this one if you like action movies. And there we go. There's what the DVD looks like right there. And there's actually some interesting historical facts in here as well about the president in the White House. So that was kind of cool to see. And there's a lot of recognizable faces in here, character actors that you'll see throughout the movie too. And they all play their parts very well. Some great suspense and thrills. You know, they're hiding in the elevator. They're trying to escape all the people trying to kill the president, and just, you know, cars flipping over, explosions, tons of shootouts, people being shot left and right. It's all over the news, and people are freaking out all over the world. And it's just a great thrill ride of an action film. So there you go. There are my 6 pickups right there. And if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them as well. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.